Hey man, say man, Vergil Ortiz is my guy, but you looking real bad out here in these streets. You know what I'm talking about? It get bad when the network gotta stop you. Vergil Ortiz is looking like he don't want nothing to do with a boot. He don't want a cowboy boot, a Nike boot, a CB boot. He don't want nothing to do with a boot. We're going to talk about that in this video, but before we do, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to hit the thumbs down. It is what it is. Say, man, Vergil Ortiz, man, all of this build up between him and Jaron Boots Ennis, you know, they was running with their heads held high, talking about, oh, Jaron Ennis is not going to want to fight Vergil Ortiz if Vergil looks too good. Oh, man, he's going to be scared of Vergil. Vergil's the number one 154-pounder in the world, man. They was doing all that hyping. And Vergil, man, he's solid. Vergil a hell of a fighter. But when Boots jumped in that ring and got up in his grill and called his bluff, because see, all of this talking is cool, but what you gonna do when somebody right there in your face and calling your bluff? Well, we see it, man. And Vergil Ortiz was real serious about trying to fight Errol Spence. A lot of y'all might be thinking like, why is he really trying to fight Errol Spence coming off he ain't even came off a layoff. Errol Spence is damn near on a 3-year layoff. So why is he trying to fight Errol Spence? I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell y'all what's behind Vergil Ortiz telling y'all that Errol Spence is his dream fight. Yeah. All of a sudden, Errol Spence is his dream fight. See, some of y'all may remember some years ago when Errol Spence was on top of the game, and he did an interview when Vergil Ortiz, he was like that young cat coming up in the game, and he talked about how he and Vergil Ortiz, when they was young, when they was coming up, right, they trained in the same gym. And he talked about how, I think, don't quote me, but I think he said that he had put hands on Vergil Ortiz, and I know he said this, right? I think he said it was because he put hands on Vergil Ortiz. You know, Vergil Ortiz is younger than Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? So Errol Spence was older than Vergil Ortiz, of course. You know, Vergil was a kid. And I guess they had sparred. And he said that Vergil Ortiz got so mad, he got to crying. Now, of course, a lot of kids cry in the gym. If you ever been in the boxing gym and trained in the boxing gym, like kids cry. That's what we do when we growing up in the boxing gyms. You know, like you see that it ain't nothing. Like in EJ, when he said it, he wasn't even really trying to clown, you know, Vergil. But you know how EJ do. He'll say something. He got that little smirk. He give off that little laugh. So that rubbed Vergil Ortiz the wrong way. And he was pissed off. Vergil and his dad, they ran to the internet and said that they ain't never cried about nothing in no gym, that, you know, Errol Spence was lying about that and all of that. So now, fast forward, this is the best time to pick Errol Spence off. Get his little get back, because even though, like I said, EJ wasn't doing no underhanded shit, he was just telling the story. Basically trying to say like how competitive Vergil Ortiz was, but they want to act like they just so tough and they never shed a tear over nothing. That got under their skin, right? It kind of embarrassed Vergil when that story came out, right? It embarrassed Vergil and his pops, and the way that they was acting like, oh, I never cried. I ain't never cried about nothing, right? He's lying and all of that, right? So they remembering that in the back of their head. Now, you think you want to prove something by picking Errol Spence off? Yeah, because come on, man. Like, EJ is my favorite fighter, but you want to fight this man off a 3-year layoff? He ain't got no trainer. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to get into the trainer situation in a minute, but you trying to fight him off a 3-year layoff? What is that proving? You know what I'm talking about? Vergil is always the one saying that he want to fight the best and he want to show that he the best against the best, but you're ducking Boots Ennis right there in your face. A lot of people consider him the best, even though he ain't fought nobody really at 154 yet. But people have been saying that he was the best at 154 years before he got to 154, right? Excluding Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford. So it's been that way. And you want to go fight Errol Spence that ain't never fought at 154, coming off a damn near 3-year layoff, eye surgery, all type of shit. And what is you proving? I thought Vergil was better than that, because to me, that's some sucker-ish. You know what I'm talking about? That's like LeBron James still saying that he the best player in the NBA, which we know he ain't no more, right? But still trying to say that he the best player in the NBA. Going to a high school basketball gym, dunking on everybody, you know what I'm saying? Putting up 60 points in the high school basketball gym and feeling good about himself because he was in there playing against high school ballers. Like, that's what basically you trying to do. And no disrespect to Errol Spence, but we know Errol Spence ain't gonna come back and be nowhere near as good as he was right out the rip. You trying to pick that man up. You trying to get him while he's vulnerable, right? Because you still salty about what he said deep down, even though that, you know, they cordial when they see each other. Errol Spence was in the gym and dapped him up, but he ain't knowing that Vergil still got that shit in the back of his head. Vergil want to get his get back in front of the whole world, and he know if he get Errol Spence coming off a 3-year layoff right out the gate, he gonna look spectacular and may stop Errol, right? He may stop EJ. Let's just keep it real. And that's gonna make him feel better about himself. But like, to me, that's some sucker-ish. And I'm a fan of Vergil Ortiz, but when you got the best that a lot of people consider the best, with Jaron Boots Ennis right in front of your face, and you blatantly duck that man after looking that man straight in his eye when he got all up in your shit like this, and you told him you was gonna fight him next, right? He pressured you into doing it because you didn't want to say it, right? After all the talking back and forth, but when ish got real, you ain't want it like that. Now we got Errol Spence. He ain't got no trainer. Yeah, that man ain't even got no trainer. They talking about, I heard Roy Jones say that they reached out to each other and he about to work with Errol Spence. And Roy Jones is my guy. You know what I'm saying? Roy Jones is my favorite fighter of all time. You see him right there on my wall. Can't nobody tell me ish about Roy Jones in that ring. You know what I'm talking about? Can't no, but Roy Jones is a trainer. Nah, man. If Roy Jones is a trainer with a fighter like Errol Spence, that shit gonna be a disaster. Like, yeah, if he got with somebody like Ben Whitaker or even the Jaron Boots Ennis, Roy Jones and them would gel well because of the styles, but you talking about getting with EJ? EJ ain't that type of athletic style fighter. That shit gonna be ugly, you know? Hey, but can't nobody tell me nothing about Roy Jones when it comes to Roy Jones in his prime in that ring, because he didn't beat that version of Roy Jones. Antonio Tarver would have never beat that version of Roy Jones. Hey, why Roy Jones be like this, man? Man, Roy Jones be like, see, you understand me? Roy Jones was trying to be the first man to do what Bob Fitzsimmons did way back in 1895, be the first man to win the middleweight champion of the world, go all the way up to heavyweight, and that's what I did when I beat John Ruiz. But Antonio Tarver didn't beat Roy Jones in his prime. He beat a Roy Jones that had to lose 25 pounds of muscle. You understand me? Antonio Tarver could have never beat Roy Jones in his prime. But Roy Jones don't duck no man. If you won't smoke, if you call my name, I'm coming to get that. You understand me? Hey, y'all know I ain't got no sense. But for real, man, what really need to happen, right, is the Boots fight in Vergil Ortiz. Let's put this in Cowboy Stadium. Boots versus Vergil Ortiz. And Errol Spence versus Jermell Charlo, because they both been out of the ring damn near the same amount of time. Let them put them two fights on. Boots versus Vergil Ortiz, Jermell Charlo versus Errol Spence, and let the winner fight the winner, and let the losers fight each other. How about that? You know what I'm saying? And the Zone, they had to step in and tell Vergil Ortiz, nah, we want you to fight Boots. You ain't gonna duck Boots to fight Errol Spence that's on the 3-year layoff. We ain't getting down like this over here. Nah, we don't want that. Go fight Boots. It's crazy when your own network gotta step in and stop the bullish, right? His own network had to step in and stop that shit. That's how you know it's a duck, when your own network got to tell you, like, nah, you're doing too much. His daddy's scared. Robert Garcia's scared, talking about some, oh man, they need about 2 fights and they should fight each other. Oscar De La Hoya terrified. Now they got Vergil Ortiz backtracking and double thinking himself. Vergil Ortiz is like, man, I might not be able to beat Boots. Yeah, we gonna call out Errol Spence. If Errol Spence don't work out, we gonna call Jermell Charlo. If Jermell Charlo don't work out, we gonna wait around for somebody else. But I don't want no Boots right now. Yeah, man, he's second guessing himself. It is what it is, but y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole situation, you know what I'm talking about. And let me know what y'all think about Errol Spence and Roy Jones. You understand me? Pensacola, Florida in the house. He ain't it weak. Roy Jones in his prime. Roy Jones wanted to be the first one to do what Bob Fitzsimmons did and move all the way up from middleweight to heavyweight and be the first to win the heavyweight champion of the world from middleweight. Antonio Tarver could have never beat Roy Jones in his prime. Hey, y'all, man, y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.
You see the European grills, oh the lips gliss. Tank full of Theraflu, cause I be in them sick whips. Brick slip, roll with me, catch a contact. High definition, popping, flipping out the armrest. See, I'm a rider, dipping in the catalog. Just got it fitted on some shit I need a ladder for. Come up in your hood, stun when I leave, dude.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.